So we come to the best beer pub in Stoke-on-Trent, which is the Bull's Head. The match that you've just got us to sign, the Titanic plates. Yeah. Well, I made an appeal for wreckage, and that's not the wreckage that floats on the sea. It's the wreckage that they brew, you see. And it gives you a funny head when you trip over the step when you go out of the pub. So I made an appeal on the back of the mat. Where is the wreckage? It seems to have disappeared. What does Biennale mean? I understood the ceramic, but Biennale, I'm not sure what was. I don't know whether it was a feast or I'm not sure.
Well, we do barbecue every home match for home fans and away fans.
What were you serving them?
Proper sausages, not the thin nasty little ones. And some burgers, and onions, and cheese, and sauce, and Burslem, born and bred. Originally I went to Mill Hill Primary, and I went to Stanfield High School. Well, it was still Stanfield, now Haywood Engineering College, I think. I got bored and decided I needed a new hobby.
You taught yourself?
Yeah. So bought 3 balls and a book and I taught myself to juggle.
Can you show us some juggling now?
Can
we do anything?
Not with them.
Nope. That was mustard.
Oh, the wonderful thing about pubs in Burslem is that over the years, so many people of varied backgrounds have enjoyed them. One of the best things that was ever written about Burslem pubs was written as a talk for radio, I think, in 1979 by Arthur Berry. And it contains therein, I think, the best and most deft description I've ever read of going into a pub early doors, 7 o'clock perhaps, when the beer mats are freshly laid on the table.
What did you do next door then?
I was in the dry cleaner trade for a long, long time. One bank holiday weekend when the potters had finished, the potters, there used to be a lot of potters, they used to all get a few bevies down them and do a bit of kissing and cuddling. And 2 of them lay on the spare ground outside. And they stripped off and then fell asleep. And they were like that, asleep, stripped off.
I was born in 1850, And then I went down with the Titanic boat. I was in a time capsule, and then they found me when they found the Titanic.
Your own logo.
That one.
I was born and bred here, but it is the mother town. Lots of history, 300 years of industrial history. Most of the properties are old, and the cellars, Fred used 2 of those cellars. And yeah, there's an underground area in the town.
Does it lead to the town hall?
And the town hall, well, that's where they used to take the prisoners, and it's well worth coming to.
Here he is.
I'm not a singer.
He provides the beers.
This is the Prada of beer. Well, I was an electrical contractor, and I've worked on all pot banks and things. And unfortunately, that's why I come out of contracting, because it's just not the industry no more. And as the industry dwindled, it become less work and less work and less work. So then we went further afield and started travelling and working away. And it's a shame, because there were really good places to work. You knew the people that worked there, and you knew the work. You knew where you were going. It was good work, and the facilities were good. And then, for instance, Wedgwoods, you worked there 7 days a week for 5-6 years, and then it just shut. And then another pot bank shut, and then another one, and now there's none.
I am Dave. I'm originally from Somerset, but I've been here for about 15 years. Live locally. I'm sitting in my local at the minute, enjoying a nice pint. The landlord's a good man. I follow the football. I love the city. The food's great. There's nothing more I can really say to that. And I'm quite happy to live here now.
Well, years ago, it was about 25 years ago, where we went to Stoke at the Victoria ground. It wasn't Britannia, and we were in the Matthews suite having a meal. And they had a competition for guessing the crowd, and afterwards it was drawn, and I actually won the match ball, and I was at the bar getting the ale in for the lads. I think I was getting about 6 or 7 pints of lager. And they called my name out. Well, I've got a tray full of beer and goodness knows what. And I took the beer back, then went up on the stage, and Sir Stan said to me, "Where the bloody hell have you been?" I said, "Well, I've been getting the ale in for the lads." He says, "Well, have you got one in for me as well?"
I spent 15 years working at Wedgwoods. I enjoyed it, but things have changed, things have moved on. I'd like to think that the pottery industry won't die altogether in Stoke-on-Trent. I'd like to see it carry on and move on.
Best thing about Stoke really is going to clubs and stuff when I was younger. I used to go to Golden, go up to Kinetic and Longton. They were great times. Wonderful dancing in the morning on the car park, everyone going to work.
86, went on a school trip. I never heard of it before. I'd seen the Buying Tapestry, the 1066 Hastings thing, but I'd never actually seen one in the flesh. And it's an amazing piece of work.
Well, it is. I saw it hanging in the Hanley Museum on a summer holiday. The 5 weeks break from school. Me and my friends used to go up there, and it was hanging just off from where the Spitfire was, and there's all sorts of depictions of pot banks and the Fenton locality. And I never realised it existed as well until I'd seen it, and we asked our teacher about it because obviously the Bay Ear Tapestry, and apparently it was created by some pot workers that did it in the spare time, and they were helped out by the wives, and the Fenton Tapestry was created.
My name's Pam Rowlands, I'm the manager of the White Star. We've only been open 18 months, but we're doing very, very well. We've got all the Titanic beers on. They do 2 guest beers every month, different ones. It's very nice to be here. Really enjoy the pub. The customers make a pub. That's what makes the community, really, that makes a pub. It's not bricks and mortar, it's the people in it.
So this one says, "Up Shars, back a Josses, where blind men kill dead osses," which is what my grandfather used to say to me. And the reason it's Malcop in the middle is because that's my first memory of Stoke, when my granddad used to take me picking bilberries in Malcop. Well, being as I now live in Tunstall, it's a bit different from where I used to live in Alsager, but you know, it's not a bad town. I work in Tunstall Cafe, so I see everybody every day. And something a lot of people actually neglect to notice about Tunstall is actually the architecture is beautiful. Like all the markets and the old ironwork and stuff, it's gorgeous. Oh yeah, so that's my beer mat.
Yeah, it's just, there's a lot of rivers, isn't there? It's a very water-orientated city, Stoke-on-Trent. Because you've got the canals going through everywhere. So I thought the canals are part of the city, and also you know, the bottle kilns, which are very sort of, apparently they're very synonymous to Stoke-on-Trent, aren't they? Yeah, you know, I mean, I think Stoke-on-Trent at the moment, it's at a crossroads, isn't it? And sort of, I think it's up to people to sort of start redefining what Stoke-on-Trent means.